Dum dee dum doo doo dee da.
What are modal verbs and why are they so special? You must be asking yourself, what are modal verbs and why are they so special that you need a whole course just about them? Stick with me and I will show you the day to day life of a normal, everyday, average modal verb. Yes, that's him. What are modal verbs? So, first of all, let's answer this one simple but crucial question. Who is this modal verb we are talking about? Modal verbs are often called auxiliary verbs in English. Oh, whatever. Let's just keep it simple. They are the verbs that you will use to express some kind of obligation, ability, likelihood, or permission, meaning something you want to or like to do, can do, should do, could do but don't want to, must do but can't, can do but shouldn't. You got it. Wir möchten ins Kino gehen. We want to go to the movies. Ich muss zur Arbeit gehen. I have to go to work. Okay, this was a sad one. Something better. Er kann sehr gut Fußball spielen. He can play football really well. Fun fact. Did you know how hard it is to draw a good football? Did you know that Germany is one of the most successful national teams in international competitions, having won a total of 4 World Cups and 3 European Championships? The correct way to write it is Fußball mit SZ, like this, and not Fußball with double S. This is an often spelling error, so watch out. Modal verbs are really important verbs in the German language and often used. If you know how to correctly use them, it will help you to gain fluency while speaking, in expressing your thoughts and ideas, or sometimes simply help yourself when you can't figure out the right verb or don't know how to use a verb in a specific tense. But we'll explain that little trick later on. So, if you want to become a master in German, and I know you do, modal verbs are your friends, and you really need to know these verbs and use them without even thinking. So, let's make that happen. Why are they so special? All verbs are equal, but some verbs are more equal than others. And modal verbs tend to be a little bit more special than all the other verbs. And there are two main reasons why. Number one, they don't like to be alone. Well, who does? Modal verbs have a serious case of anxiety, which means that they don't like to be the only verb in the sentence. They are not exactly party animals, but just another more verb in the sentence makes them feel safe, protected, and loved. Aww. So, whenever you have a modal verb in your sentence, watch out for the other verb because it will always be there. Sometimes hidden, sometimes at the other end of the paragraph if you have a long sentence, but it's there.
Charles Darwin konnte nach seiner Reise, die ihn um die Welt führte und fast 5 Jahre dauerte, und mit Hilfe der Erfahrungen, die er dort gesammelt hatte, sein weltbekanntes Buch über die Entstehung der Arten, das als streng naturwissenschaftliche Erklärung für die Diversität des Lebens die Grundlage der modernen Evolutionsbiologie bildet und einen entscheidenden Wendepunkt in der Geschichte der modernen Biologie darstellt, endlich veröffentlicht.
Here, you see the other verb. And since German is not a boring language where you just follow the rules, we will, of course, make it a little bit more interesting and spice it up with a few exceptions. Don't worry, This will only be the case in some informal language, street talk or baby talk, and we will cover some of those examples. So, not chili pepper spiced, just a little bit. Number 2, they have a special conjugation. Although it may sound like something from a science fiction movie, conjugation simply means the way a verb changes depending on the person or tense it's referring to. For example, I know, she knows. And there it is, the conjugation. What? You don't see it? But it's right there. Look, here. The subtle change of a verb so that we don't sound like robots. Okay, maybe it is a little bit science fiction. Well, if you already know some bits and pieces about the German grammar, you surely know some of the German conjugations. But you will see that the modal verbs like to vary it a little bit different. They have their unique style. Not only will they not use the regular e, stt, n, t, n endings for the present tense, they will also change their forms, like shapeshifters. Okay, totally science fiction. This is just so you have a general overview, but we'll talk about this a little bit more specific in a few lessons. So, that's our guy, the modal verb. He doesn't like to be alone, so he always has a verb friend in the sentence. Besides that, he doesn't have the normal endings like the other verbs, but rather likes to do things in his own unique way. He can be funny, sometimes tricky, but you will forgive him because you can use him to express a lot of different things.